The Battle of Tours, also known as the Battle of Poitiers, took place on October 10, 732 AD, and was a significant turning point in European history. This battle saw Frankish and Burgundian forces, under the command of Charles Martel, halt the northward advance of the Umayyad Caliphate from the Iberian Peninsula into what is now modern-day France. The clash is often credited with preserving Christianity in Western Europe and halting Islamic expansion into the region. The backdrop to the Battle of Tours involves the rapid expansion of the Umayyad Caliphate during the 7th and 8th centuries. Following the initial conquests after the death of Prophet Muhammad, the Islamic Empire expanded at a breathtaking pace, capturing vast territories in the Middle East, North Africa, and the Iberian Peninsula. By 711 AD, the Umayyads had successfully invaded and established control over most of Spain and Portugal. As the Umayyad forces pushed northward, they aimed to extend their control into the Frankish territories. The Muslim governor of Al-Andalus, Abdul-Rahman al-Ghafiqi, led a large army across the Pyrenees into the Frankish realm. Their expansion into this region posed a significant threat to the Christian kingdoms of Europe, which were already fragmented and weakened by internal conflicts. Charles Martel, the de facto ruler of the Franks and the mayor of the Palace of Austrasia, recognized the gravity of the threat. A skilled military leader and strategist, Charles spent years preparing for the confrontation, consolidating his power and reorganizing the Frankish military. He managed to gather a sizable army composed of Frankish and Burgundian soldiers, most of whom were seasoned and heavily armed infantrymen. The two armies finally met near the city of Tours, close to Poitiers, in the heart of modern-day France. The exact location of the battle remains a topic of debate among historians, but it is generally agreed to have occurred in a relatively open area conducive to large-scale combat. Charles Martel chose his battlefield carefully, positioning his troops on high ground and in a defensive phalanx formation. This formation was particularly effective against cavalry, the primary component of the Umayyad army. The Franks formed a dense, impenetrable wall of shields and spears, which presented a formidable challenge for the advancing Muslim cavalry. The battle commenced with the Umayyad forces launching repeated cavalry charges against the Frankish lines. Despite their initial confidence, the Umayyad horsemen were unable to break through the tightly packed Frankish infantry. Charles's troops held their ground, utilizing their discipline and superior defensive tactics to withstand the onslaught. As the day progressed, the tide of battle began to turn. According to some historical accounts, a contingent of Frankish troops attacked the Umayyad camp, creating chaos and leading some of the Muslim soldiers to retreat in an attempt to protect their supplies and loot. This disruption, combined with the steadfast resistance of the Frankish infantry, led to a breakdown in the Umayyad offensive. By the end of the day, Abdul-Rahman al-Ghafiqi was killed in the fighting, and the Umayyad army, realizing the futility of further attacks, withdrew from the battlefield. The Franks emerged victorious, having successfully repelled the invasion. The Battle of Tours was significant for several reasons. It marked the end of the Umayyad expansion into Western Europe, effectively halting the advance of Islamic forces beyond the Iberian Peninsula. This victory reinforced Charles Martel's reputation as a military leader and strengthened his political position, paving the way for the Carolingian dynasty, which would eventually lead to the reign of his grandson, Charlemagne. Moreover, the battle had profound cultural and religious implications. It is often portrayed as a crucial moment in the defense of Christianity against the spread of Islam in Europe. While modern historians debate the extent of its immediate impact, the Battle of Tours undeniably shaped the course of European history by preserving the Christian character of the continent and influencing the power dynamics between the Christian and Muslim worlds for centuries to come. Charles Martel's legacy as the Hammer, a defender of Christendom, and the hero of Tours, endured long after his death, symbolizing the resilience and determination of the Frankish people in the face of external threats. There are thousands of great videos like this on the channel. Please share and subscribe.